What's up? Alright, so this video is gonna show you guys what my skill setup is. Some of you have been asking me, so I might as well show you guys what skills I have added. And just remember that this this build is predominantly for PVE, because the only reason I made a Tamer is because I fell in love with the way that the class can farm. And realistically, even after awakening weapons come out, the CC is going to be too nuts. And I've seen a lot of Koreans like solo farm Sazins like just eliminate the entire field so easily. Obviously gears is like top priority. Without it, it's not gonna matter what class you are. But you know, so I got my, so this is proof I got my Liberto to plus 15. It wasn't until after this video that I hit 56, so I might post another video by the end of today after I do like a couple hours of catfish farm on my blader, showing you, Melancholy's 56. Or yeah, you can even see in the bottom video that I added that I already hit 56 on Melancholy, and then I switched to an alt, and then I'm doing like all this other stuff to get my processing up. What am I doing for processing? Flax. Yeah, I had like 6,000 flax. I made it into flax thread and then made it into flax fabric. Flax fabric is like 10k per, and the thread is like 2k, and then flax is like 800 or 900 coins. So it helps you get your stats to professional, or at least processing, and then when you process other stuff you can get more quantity of it, so it all works out. So back to my skill build. Pretty much the main skills that you're gonna need as a tamer are gonna be your roaring. It should be maxed, and your beast. It should be, you have to get it to level 10, or you got to skill it up until you got the 10th one, so that you can hop onto it, so it turns into like a mounted combat, and that's where you get so much of your increase in damage, because mounted damage obviously does more damage. So those two skills are your main skills, and I also have some other skills maxed out, and then that's just just to help out with other things like my E, and some what's it called, pull thrust, bolt jolt. You have to max it. That's no matter what PVE, because bolt jolt, it's like part of your, it's your main kit anyways. I think when you start, just make sure you're building bolt jolt. Max out roaring, that's like a must. This is just for PvE anyways. Bolt jolt, it's mandatory for PvE and PvP. And make sure your beast skill is at least 10, that way you could ride it. And then you got to make sure you add the commands, because you gotta put the command stay, and then that will enable you to mount the beast, and then from there on you could use compatible skills to AoE farm effectively. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. I think there are a few skills that you should add for PvE. Like, I don't know how popular trembling is, but maxed out, if it does 1300%, it stuns and it heals you effectively when you're group mobbing. That's amazing. I don't know how other tamers work their characters, but trembling, like when I'm at Sawzins and I'm farming and I don't, like, you know, I'm low on pots and I want to like make the last like 30 pot stretch, I spam trembling every time it's up. Because let's say it's a mob of like 20 and trembling hits, you're like from half HP, you're like nearly full HP. It's amazing. Make sure, you know, when you do your awakenings, get mana restore, instant mana restore on your bolt jolt. I have 3. I should try for 4, but it's not that important. Like, I have instant mana restore, that's all that matters. So if I'm ever farming without riding the beast, like, I'll usually have an amazing sustain with just trembling and bolt jolt with the mana restore. However, what I'm doing at Helms right now is pretty much just like, you know, asking for one Witcher Wizard to drop the heals, because once you're on your beast, I'll show you further on in this video how much mana you consume just for one AoE skill, and it's ridiculous, honestly. So thank God that I have you know, around 700 weight limit, 790 something weight limit. So I usually bring around 300 to 400 mana pots, and then usually 50 HP pots. This is at Helms, and then I'll invite like a wizard or something, and they'll keep spamming lighthouse and heals, so I don't ever have to worry about that. And then I'll just like sweep the entire field. Usually by the time my armor breaks, I'll have like 100 mana left, 100 mana pots left. So it's very effective, because if I was to, let's say, you know, bring like 100 HP pots, that'll reduce the amount of mana pots I could bring. Or, you know, usually I'll need like 150, and then I could only take like maybe 200 mana pots, because I'm so limited on weight. And then usually, well, 100% of the time at Helms I have put the party on special deal, but then, you know, the odd time that you kill one of the field bosses and then get their golem score or whatever that quest item is, or the trade item, and it's like 10 weight, and then it's like, oh my god, then you got to get off your pet, and then you got to drop it and then get back. It's a waste of time. Pretty much I hire one healer, well, not hire, but, you know, I'll bring him into the party. Everybody gains something, you know, they get money, they get XP. Anyone level 50, they come in, they leave out as soon as they level, or if you're 52, they get like 70% within an hour. You know, as I mentioned in the previous video, also your EXP crystal setup matters. So here you see my AoE. You press shift space, and to move around really fast. So you can compare when I first started moving while I was riding my beast. I was going pretty slow, and then if you press shift and then forward space, you start jumping like a maniac. This is how I effectively cover ground from one mob to another. At Helms, you know how they're really packed, but they're a bit of ways apart from each other, even though they're so clustered now. So I'll sweep all of those with like a second, and then I'll hop to the next mob a second, and then pretty much there's like 1 or 2 types of Helms within the Helms rotation that'll take maybe an extra second, because I gotta cast my AoE again. But it doesn't matter, because effectively everyone in the guild, sorry, not in the guild, in the party is also helping mob and kill. The witches are dropping their AoEs. Usually I have a lot of bladers in my parties. I don't know why, but I guess a lot of people are making a lot of bladers, maybe because of the awakening, I don't know. I personally like bladers. Plum's amazing at PvP, you know, all that good stuff. So as you can see, I'm like literally consuming a boatload of mana just from spamming AoE, and then I'll literally in like maybe a minute like spam the AoE like, you know, 20 times or something. You know, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but, you know, I can, because the cooldown doesn't matter. I guess it's reduced damage, but it doesn't matter, because I'm level 55. I don't have to worry about accuracy or missing the mobs or anything, so that's all good. So to sum it up, pretty much all you guys need to do is get your roaring. make sure that's maxed, because it's like your primary damage for farming. Catfish, you'll destroy them in seconds, like milliseconds. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. Helms, I went to Helms when I could have gone to Helms when I was 53, but you know, I really like Catfish, the whole thing that was going on. And then at 54 I capped out. 55 I wasn't getting anything at Catfish, so I just left it and then put my blader in that spot. So after I edit this video, my blader's gonna do like, you know, maybe 4 hours of grinding there, so I'll probably help like, you know, maybe 20 people if I have enough loyalties to put out some world messages, or server messages. But yeah, that's about it. That's my setup. So just make sure that you have your beast roar, your roaring maxed out. Alright guys, so that's about it. If you like the content, you know, just give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, leave a comment, you know, it always helps. I'll be putting out a lot more videos, you know, midterms done for a while, so I'll be helping out a lot and then making a few content. So peace, see you guys in the next video.